You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another great night of racing from Watkins Glen Raceway. We are here up in beautiful New York watching the AOLL Guitar Addict TNT series once again. It's me, Randy Pepper, alongside my good friends, teammates, and not so teammates anymore, Larry Patrick and Adam Wood. What's going on, guys?
I'm just excited to be here, Randy. Another road course this week to announce. So it should be a lot of fun here tonight. Watkins Glen mixing it up as opposed to Coda from last night in the Sportsman. And the TNT drivers always put on a good show, man. So tonight should be a fun race.
Yeah, it should be a good race. These ARCA cars actually do handle pretty well at this track, unlike the Cup cars. So it should be a really good race.
Is Adam out there? I didn't hear Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to talk, and then Randy kept going. So I'm having fun. These guys are going to be having a blast. I was talking with my teammate earlier, Cody, at the house, and he's looking forward to just trying to hang on to a top 5 so he doesn't see that points lead disappear.
Well, and that's actually what we're looking at right now. Cody Leland, he's right now showing 10th fastest on the track. But Watkins Glen road course, so not your usual oval track, should definitely be an equalizer here today.
Yeah, I'm hoping that these guys are going to put on a good show. They put in some good laps this week to prepare for this. I mean, this is our road course week for all the leagues we broadcast for, and even our fun race is going to be a road course. So, everybody's having to get used to that road course mentality this week.
So what you said, even the fun race, are you referring to the podcast race?
The podcast, yes. Tomorrow night at 9:10, we'll be starting a wonderful fun race at Lime Rock.
Oh, great. That sounds like such a blast. I won't be there.
Yeah, you will. You'll 100% be there. You can be in the booth with Josh, though, and call to action.
Yeah, maybe I can do that, but I am not driving on that track. I skipped last night for the Sportsman race because I just can't drive these road courses. Actually, this course here I can drive, but those other ones I stink. Well, I guess Lime Rock I can drive, but that Coda thing, forget that.
Yeah, you called it for about an hour and a half, 2 hours on Tuesday night. You should be 100% familiar with every single corner there.
Familiar? You've been living in Texas too long.
Yes, I have way too long.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar watching it. It's just driving it. You can't. I don't know how you guys are driving that track because you can't see up around the hills and around the turns and stuff.
So it's 100% better in VR. I love being in VR and doing road races. I mean, you can look to the right, look to the left, and spot your entries, your exits, the apexes. You're able to, do a lot better than a static window where you can't look left or right outside of the screen. It makes road racing a whole lot easier.
I would imagine so. One day I'll graduate up to where the big boys play, but at this point right now I'm still sitting down here with the little kids. So, Larry, what do you think we're going to see tonight?
I'm kind of glad I actually just came back. I just got done talking to my wife. A lot of green flag laps because it should be local cautions. And a lot of spread out racing. I mean, I don't know if we'll see, looking at the top lap right now, Josh Laston with a 114. I don't foresee us seeing a too close a battle for the lead, whoever's winning, but I could be wrong.
Johnny Edwards is in here tonight. People probably joined in. They see Johnny Edwards is on the scoreboard right now. He is just running this for fun, so even if he was to finish second or third, he can't win the race, by the way. He's not allowed to do that. But if he does finish second or third or whatever, his points will not count towards anybody else's, so, which is good. We don't want to see anybody lose points.
The only thing I fear about that, and this is just me personally, is as far as the points goes, right? I mean, these guys are putting in for points and everything like that. So it'd be interesting. I don't know if they filter him out of points, how that works. I don't operate the points, but, you know, here nor there from me, correct, right?
I would think it would just round up to where their points would normally be. He would just kind of be like a drone car out there. As long as he doesn't cause any havoc, we should be good with him being out there.
Correct. And he's already been instructed that, you know, he's just going to start at the tail end of the field and then just kind of ride around and have some fun. And he puts himself in position for it to take himself out of it.
Well, and let's also remember, we've seen this happen before. Guys coming in from other series, the higher series, put themselves in the position, just can't help themselves and win the race. Ain't that right, Joe Dinsmore?
Just say it, but you did bring that up.
Hey, I know Joe's out there listening, so I had to bring it up.
As we watch Josh Laston, who is fastest in practice out on the track right now, making his way around for his first time lap. So we'll see how well he does and see if he comes up on the board first or second, third, wherever. Hopefully he has a good lap.
Well, and the big thing about this here is that, you know, the getting out there for that you know, warm-up lap, right? So right now we're just seeing these guys out. They're just warming up the tires before they even take the green flag to put in that first lap.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I'm going to ask you guys, because especially you, Adam, because you ran COTA the other night and last night. In a qualifying lap with this, are you going to go your first warm-up lap? Are you going to take it easy and not try to overdrive the car?
I mean, me personally, I'm warming up the tires, kind of dragging the brakes as I go, but I'm not trying to put too much stress on the tires, and I don't want to make a mistake, you know? Some people want to run the out lap as a qual lap aspect to kind of know where you need to hit your points to kind of refamiliarize yourself. But I found that, you know, I have a better out lap when I do that than I actually do my qual lap. So I kind of, you know, kind of just ease through all the different turns. Like last night, you know, just trying to glide through the S's and up through the hill and all these 90-degree and almost 180-degree hairpin turns. You know, I'm just easing it on. I don't want to scrape up the tires too much. I want to keep up the grip for the rest of the race.
Well, and our first laps are coming in, and Josh Laston just laid down a monstrous lap. He ran a 1:14.58. Carl Henderson with a 1:15.44, so he's almost a full second faster than Carl Henderson right now, currently in second. Now, mind you, Tim St. Jean just turned in a 1:18, so right now Josh Laston a full second faster than your number 2 qualifier at this point.
Very fast time, definitely. He's always really good at this track, so it's not really a surprise that we see Josh running well in a road course. This is one of his fortes, are these road courses that he ran in the 24 hours. Unfortunately, he was the only driver to spin out on the team. But I think he's redeemed himself on these road courses. So he is still first. Carl Henderson second. Blake Ziti is third. Tom Stevens, actually Sean Carmody, just took over third now. And that number 40, Blake Ziti is fourth. Tom Stevens is fifth. Cody Leland is sixth. Tim St. Jean is seventh. And D.W. Wright is eighth. And we're still waiting for John Gordon, Chris Oliver, Gene Watkinson, and Johnny Edward, David DeParis,
Johnny Edward will not take the track, as Adam stated earlier. He will not qualify. He will start from the back of the field tonight.
Okay. My bad.
You're good, brother. You're good. We just want to make sure that was pointed out. You're all good. Yeah. Right now, again, 1:14.46 for Josh Laston, your fastest driver, and in second, Carl Henderson with the 1:15.44, and then in third, Sean Carmody with a 1:16.35. So about a second separating your top three drivers on the way back, I should say. So, Josh got a second over Carl. Carl got about a second over Sean. It makes sense in my head.
I have a
Tom
feeling
Stevens, though.
we're
Tom
gonna
Stevens
have.
just took third.
I think we're gonna have the same thing that happened to us the other night in me and Nick Adams when we were calling the IVRL race. The leader pretty much just ran away from everybody, and the race will probably end up calling a lot of the mid-pack guys. So, if you're in that mid-pack, you're probably going to get a lot of camera time tonight because Josh Laston was going to probably be gone, and he'll be on a whole nother planet by himself.
And he's really shown in the TNT series to be the guy at road courses. He's been incredibly fast with road courses.
Yep, he likes them, so it's obvious. Nick Adams actually likes road courses a lot too, but it's showing that Josh is just a much better road course driver than anybody else in this field. And we'll, like I said, we'll probably watch them or watch him run away from everybody, and the race will be pretty much just calling 4th, 5th, and 6th.
I'm gonna be optimistic here, but I mean, when you look at 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, right now they're all separated within about half a second of each other, even 0.003 of a second of each other. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th are really, really close. That's Tom Stevens, Nick Adams, Sean Carmody, and Blake Zeedy. Your third place driver, Tom Stevens, with a 1:16.25, and then your 6th place driver, Blake Zeedy, with a 1:16.57.
I mean, these are all really good lap times by themselves, and then now you're gonna have to put in the pressure of side by side, somebody behind you, somebody in front of you. You're pushing a little bit further or faster or harder to try and capitalize on the people in front of you, or you're trying to stay out of the grasp of the person behind you. So that.
Yep. That's what we're gonna have to watch, is see who's gonna make the mistake and who's gonna take advantage of whose mistake.
And speaking of advantages, mistakes, we seen that last night in the truck series with Piscini passing. Who was that? Dan Shirley there on the last lap when Dan Shirley got loose going through a corner.
And you never know what's going to happen until it happens. It's last lap. Somebody pushing, and they had a decent enough a lead where they didn't need to push too hard, but they do, and mistakes happen.
Yes, they do, especially on a track like this. These road courses, all it takes is a little lack of concentration for just a second, and you're off the track. So that's usually what causes it.
Last night I forgot what happened. I think Johnny was talking to me, and I lost track. And I'm driving down on turn 12, and I just totally missed my spot. We break around the 200 mark. I look on the right-hand side, I see the 100 mark, and then I look up, and there's Nick Adams sitting right in front of me. I just veer to the right, and I'm just sliding before I hit the back fence. And Nick's like, "Was that you, Adam?" I was like, "Yeah, I missed my mark. I 100% missed my mark."
So right now, hey guys, we're taking a look. We got guys that are not qualifying. David DeParis, as we stated earlier, Johnny Edward not qualifying, John Gordon not qualifying, Gene Watkinson not qualifying. But we're watching Mike Wisniewski right now. He's just cruising around on the course. And if you ask me, this is a smart move by him. He's still familiarizing himself with the course while he's getting that extra time.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing the smart thing. He's trying to know where he should go.
Real quick in the comment section, Ross Gage out there says, hello, ladies. So it's official. We have a legend when it comes to karaoke singing with Ross Gage here tonight.
Yes, if you really want
I
to see him,
should've
you can
never,
go out
ever-
to his YouTube page, and you can see Ross Gage out there singing karaoke.
I should have never ever gave him that, I guess, tag. Everybody knows now. Now they know what he actually did before.
Well, hey, they're done practicing now, or excuse me, I should say practicing. They're done qualifying. So let's go through the grid here. Once it pops up, and for some reason it did it to me again, I'm going to need our resident computer genius to get on this and figure out what's going on.
I'll give you the rundown here.
You can give me just
Josh Lasson was the top qualifier tonight, 1:14.456. Carl Henderson will line up to his outside. Row 2, it's going to be Tom Stevens and Nick Adams. Row 3, it's going to be Sean Carmody and Blake Ziti. Row 4, it will be Cody Leland in 75 and the 14 of Chris Oliver. Row 5, it's going to be Tim St. Jean and D.W. Wright in the 43. Row 6, it'll be Mike Wazinski and David DeParis. Gene Wazinski lines up next to John Gordon, and Johnny Edward will make up the back of the field tonight here at Watkins Glen.
Did you say Gene Wazinski?
That's what? What did I say? Wazinski?
You said Wazinski, man. It's Gene. Hey, this is gonna be a fun night tonight. I can feel it already.
Oh boy,
I can feel it already, and I don't like correcting people, but I swear on my life I heard you call row 5 twice.
I probably did. I did. I probably did. Yeah, too many W's.
it threw me all off. The guys we just stated, cars are gridding right now, and we look forward to this.
I like that name.
Say it again.
I like that name.
Oh dear God.
Oh,
golly.
All right. So they're gonna do. They're lining up now, waiting for everybody to grid. When they do, they're gonna pull off. Unlike last night, they're gonna start at the beginning and drive a full lap around here for their entry lap. Versus last night, we were lucky enough to start halfway through.
Oh boy, this is going to be a long pace lap.
Well, if we
luckily it's the only one.
That's factual. If we got it, I mean, since we got a second, Ross Gage, if you're still out there, you want to join and sing us a little song?
I can get some background music that's non-copyrighted, so we can get you there. We don't need to be flagged tonight.
No, we don't need to get flagged tonight.
I can grab a guitar right back here and just to play it and.
Oh, there you
See
go.
how good of a karaoke player you are.
We've got the GFM band starting up now. You've heard it here first.
Well, they already got the pit road pickers for NASCAR, so Ghost Fire Media's got to have their own band.
He said, sorry, got to pay me to sing. Ross, I don't even get paid to do this, so you ain't getting paid to sing, buddy.
Hey. Ross, I agree with you. When I'm out playing, you better have some money because I'm not playing for free. That's for sure. I actually pulled a double the other night. I was playing at a place called Tate and O'Brien's in New Smyrna, and I went across the street to see another band. I just happened to know who they were. They handed me the guitar and ended up playing my breaks at the other club. So I was playing 2 gigs at once.
Oh, dear God.
One with acoustic and one with the electric. So it's pretty wild.
Wow, looks
so the field makes her way around the track right now. And we all pretty much are anticipating that Josh Lasson is going to probably be the class of field tonight. Anybody else out there that we want to watch, you guys?
Hot Carl Henderson. We've been talking a little bit offline. Expect him to do some shady stuff on his teammate there, Josh Lasson.
I think Tom Stevens has a decent shot because I think he's a good road course racer. I'm not sure about Sean and Blake. I know they have a motocross background, but the other night while racing the road racing, they actually were pretty damn good at it. So, I think Sean's a little bit better, but I think those Endeavor ones will have to be, we have to keep an eye out for.
I'm going to say Tim St. Jean might be one we want to watch. He's starting a little farther back, but Tim, once he gets his stuff together, I think he'll go. All right, here we go. Green flag racing for the first time tonight. As Josh Lashton down on the inside, Carl Henderson on his outside. They'll dive down into turn number 1 for the first time.
Whoa!
Just took out
And
Josh
right into the
Lashton.
leader just like that.
Whoa!
Tom Stevens around. Josh Lashton goes back 4, 5, 6 car back behind. And we have a leader that we did not expect to see out there.
Josh going sideways
Around.
again.
It gets tagged around by Tim St. Jean. We've got trouble right off the bat. Wow!
This is definitely not. Oh, there's two. But there's another wreck right there in front of Josh Lashton.
Let's take a look at that.
Well, we're taking a look at the wreck, right? There's Josh goes around. And then, the 86 David DeParis and Mike Wisniewski get together, and they wreck.
They hit the inside wall hard.
Wow.
So right now, what you guys aren't seeing is Carl Henderson's in first, Sean Carmody's in second, Nick Adams is in third, Cody Leland's in fourth, and Blake Zeedy rounds out your top 5. They're all single file, almost bumper to bumper there, coming through the second to last turn.
We're just taking a look at that incident there off that start real quick. Once again, as I try to get a better angle at this thing, the 9 comes shooting in there.
Yeah.
And as you see, in the grass. Wow, incredible.
We've got a challenge for the lead right now as Carl Henderson's trying to fight off that number 40 car of Sean Carmody. He's right behind him. He's following through every turn. He'll go up the hill, and it's a 1, 2, 3 car length lead right now.
Yeah, Sean got a heck of a run out of turn 1. I mean, turn 1 basically represents what's the rest of the course all the way up to this bus stop. If you have a horrible launch off of turn 1, you're going to have a horrible speed going through the S's right there. And Sean got a hell of a launch compared to Carl Henderson, but it's hard to pass through the S's there, so Carl was able to hold on to his lead.
Now,
yeah, go ahead there,
real
Larry.
Quick, I'm going to say one thing. As far as for Josh Lashton, obviously our fastest qualifier. If there's going to be an incident with him, that was the time for it, right? Beginning of the race, he was an entire second faster than the field. So that was the time, but he's got a lot of ground to make up right now, currently showing in 10th position.
15 seconds behind the leader. So he's got a long ways to go. As Sean Carmody's right on the back bumper. He dives to the inside, trying to get around Henderson. Henderson on that outside groove. Carmody does not make the pass there. He'll look to the inside once again, following the line as they go across the tunnel. And up, around, they're straight down the straightaway once again. It's still Carl Henderson leading the field as they go through the chicane. And trying to see if Henderson is going to be able to hold off Carmody this time, because Carmody is definitely right on his back bumper.
Yeah, Carl went really wide there for the carousel. Normally you go a little bit wider on the entry for the carousel and then kind of hug the exit all the way around. He kind of was about a lane and a half up there.
I don't know this time. Look at it. Carmody really tries really hard. He gets right on that back bumper of that 31, but they'll go down the front straightaway. It's still going to be Henderson leading and cross the stripe after 4 laps here at Watkins Glen in the AOLL.
Nick behind him got a little bit loose there on that second to last corner and went in the grass just a little bit, and so he's dropped off quite a bit from the leaders from that last lap due to that.
And right now, Josh Lashton, he's moved up to 8th position, but his last lap time showing at a
New leaders. Carl Henderson's in the wall.
Oh!
Lost concentration, or was watching that back mirror because Carmody had no problem getting around him, and he's going to lose another spot too.
He just carried too much speed going through the S's right there, and oh man, he's got a lot heavy damage to that front left.
Nick Adams now running second as he was able to get around his teammate. I know that makes Nick feel good. I can already hear it now, guys. Yeah, I finished second at Watkins Glen once.
He has to get through this night all the way through. He started out last night on a worse. So there we go.
He's in the dirt.
He gets overconfident. So last night I was following him through the field after my mistake, and he was on a tear. He left me just high and dry, and then I ended up going through a pit stop right behind him, and I didn't take any tires. He took tires. Well, I had about a 7-second gap, and then I think he just had a few more mistakes right after that, and he could never capitalize and come back. So me taking no tires was a great choice last night for in the position.
Well, and I wonder how much is that Rad's energy drinks just jazzes him up.
It's raised.
Raised. Hey, so real quick, we're just taking a look here. Josh Lassen just turned a 1:16.79. Your leader's got clean track, so 1:16.04. So the leader right now still showing faster than Josh Lassen, but Josh Lassen the second fastest car on the track.
Long ways to go. Long ways. I mean, he's 20 seconds behind the leader right now. So, plus he's got a lot of cars to pass.
Yeah, Josh right now still has some open ground in front of him before he catches up to John Gordon, Christopher Oliver, a couple seconds ahead of him. So he's able to run his race right now. He's not being hindered or stopped by anybody in front of him. So he's able to lay down those fast lap times.
Cody Leland just went off the track once again. So Leland's having a heck of a time with these cars tonight.
Ooh, there he goes again. He's around on the last corner. Has to back up so he doesn't go into the pit road there. He's going to lose a couple spots to Christopher Oliver and John Gordon.
One car down in the pits right now. I think that might be...
That's Cody Leland.
Well, Mike Wisniewski actually went into the pits a minute ago.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah. So the field getting spread out quite a bit right now. As I anticipated, we'd probably see a little spreading out.
Well, and Josh Lassen with that incident with Cody Leland, he moves him up to 6th position, and he's all over the back here. If we're looking at him on the 19 of John Gordon.
Yeah, he's coming up on the back bumper of him. He's right underneath, and he dives underneath him, and he'll beat him down into the chicane there, and he'll set his sights on his teammate, the number 14 of Chris Oliver, who Oliver is running 4th right now. So Josh Lassen, who dropped way back in the field, now is making his way, slicing and dicing through the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And from here, he has teammates from here until he gets to Sean Carmody. So right there, the 14 gets a little bit too wide, trying to give him that room. I was about to say, I would expect that these guys are going to try to give him some room as we're watching him almost Austin Powers his car back into the wall.
Every time he backs up, he knows somebody else coming.
Well, if I was Chris Oliver, I don't know if I would give him the room. I think I would have raced him and kept him back there.
Well, and right now, being such an early race, you don't want to really hold other guys up, one, and two, you're wear your tires out, right? So I know my teammates there at CCR, they did a lot of fuel runs, and I can tell you that fuel is going to be close tonight, even with conserving. So I expect to start seeing these guys coming down in the pits, at least grabbing fuel, and then getting back out on the track to ensure that they've got fuel for this entire stint.
One person that needs to come in and do that sooner than later is Carl, because that front left is just tore up. That tire should not be at that angle for that front left tire.
No,
maybe use that fast repair.
It would be like a Dr. Seuss. That fender should not be there. That fender should not be there at all.
Not a very good rhyme, Randy, but I got what you're going there.
It's Dr. Seuss, whatever the heck.
So right now we got Sean Carmody. He's out there. He's got about a 9.5-second gap over Nick Adams. And then Josh Lassen is 22.7 seconds away from the leader. So that's how much of deficit he has to overcome. And right now Sean's actually running just a little bit faster. So Josh is going to have to pick up the pace, and Sean's going to have to lower the pace on his before Josh will ever start to actually capitalize on that gap.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it's going to come down to who's going to try to push it. Right now, it's still rather early in this race.
Yeah, we're 8 laps into this, so yeah, we've got quite a few laps left, and like we've talked about, there may be a pit stop somewhere in the middle of that, and like we saw in the IVRL, we had a pit stop in the middle of that, and the pit stop was a make it or break it in that race as well. So could be that way in this, but Josh is going to have to gain a lot more ground on Sean because he's 22 seconds back behind him. That's a lot.
Well, and right there, Sean Carmody just ran a 1:17.73. So he's coming off pace, as where Josh ran a 1:15.96. So Josh definitely has the pace. He will grab this pace.
2 seconds there in that lap.
He will start running this pace. And again, how much is this them conserving fuel, conserving tires? Well, early in the race, yeah, you want to make up that time, but you also don't want to burn out them tires too quick.
So while you guys are talking, I've seen Cody Leland spin through the bus stop as he was exiting the bus stop. He did a wonderful 360 and kept going, basically.
Well, we can take a look at that there.
John Gordon basically did the same thing, that's where it was showing. I don't know exactly where he did it coming out of it, going into the carousel. He did a horrible drift there.
Oh,
wow.
Cody Leland, that was beautiful.
That was nice. That almost looked like a Tony Hawk move.
Yeah. It looked like it was planned. How beautiful it was, but I guarantee you, it was not planned at all.
And here's the one you speak of with John Gordon. It's just through that bus stop there. He's going to go around, almost drifting it perfectly around that corner.
Almost.
If you go back a little bit further, you can see Johnny Edwards do almost the exact same thing as John Gordon. Also, we had Christopher Oliver just left pits, and Gene Watkinson was on pits as well. Actually, Gene was on for 4 minutes and 43 seconds, and then Christopher Oliver was on it. He had a full field stop, 14:97.
I don't know if y'all saw that. Josh Laston was just off the track a little bit there as well.
Well, and right now there is Josh Laston just a tad bit faster once again than Sean Carmody, but he's faster than his 2 teammates here by almost 2 seconds of Carl Henderson and Nick Adams, and he's catching them.
I'm not surprised he's that much faster than Carl, but Nick's got to pick up the pace.
And you know how Nick is. Nick may not be as friendly when he catches him. Because Nick really wants.
We're just watching Nick go into the friggin' sand here, as he locked up the tires going into the corner there and slid right into that sand, but holds it together, gets back on the track, but he's definitely going to lose a lot of time on Sean Carmody.
That corner is not his friend. He's coming into the pits right now. That corner is not his friend. So is Carl. Carl's coming up. There you go.
And Josh. So here come your 3. As I stated earlier, they've been doing a lot of fuel runs. They know that they would be pushing on fuel to make it the entire race. So here they come. The question is, are they going to get tires? I suspect Carl will not get tires, and I suspect Josh will. As far as Nick, I
think Carl will because of the massive spin that he had, and it could have been damage.
Yeah, he's got damage. So
there's his fast repair. Yep, there goes his car. So he is definitely getting tires. Josh as well getting tires. Nick getting tires. So these guys are all getting tires. They'll get back on this track as
Nick's on his way. Carl's on his way.
And Josh is on his way.
Here goes Josh. So now we'll have to wait and see how long it takes Sean till he pits. If he does pit. Because we've seen this before. These guys think they can make the whole race, and they find out the hard way.
Well, if you're looking at Sean, he right now has a 40-second gap. You can go half throttle for probably 4 laps before John Gordon ever reaches you. Maybe even more than that, 5-6 laps of about half throttle. So, he has the potential to save a ton of gas. And at the same time, while he does that, he's saving his tires because he's not pushing the limits.
Right.
There's a lot of options out there. I just don't know if I would play with that strategy against Josh Laston. because you know Josh is going to come, especially now that he knows he can make the rest of the way, and he has fresh tires and no damage on that car. He's going to come quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, I
We're gonna
agree.
have to see that. We're gonna have to see what the lap times are between him and Sean whenever they get out of here, and if Sean doesn't pit anytime soon.
So if you're just joining us or just tuning into the race, it is the AOLL Guitar Addict TNT series on the Ghostfire Media Network. It's me, Randy Pepper, alongside Larry Patrick and Adam Wood in the booth tonight. It's been all Sean Comedy leading the race after an early incident between Josh Laston and Tom Stevens, which pretty much took out Josh for a little while. But we're watching the best race to watch right now is Josh trying to run down the leader.
Yeah, right now, Nick, Adams, Carl, they're all coming up on Timothy St. Jean right now. So those three have caught him going through the carousel.
Why did they call that the carousel? Do you know?
I do not know that fact of it. If we had Nick Adams in the broadcast here tonight, he would 100% know why it's called a carousel. Oh, Nick Adams is almost off the track again right there.
I saw that.
That corner does not agree with him. I think he just carries way too much speed through it. He's pushing really hard. I think he just needs to back off coming off that corner, go reduce the throttle, and I think he would have whole lot better time.
Carl Henderson dove to the inside of Tim St. Jean as Josh Laston now is trying to get underneath Tim St. Jean in that Guitar Addict Chevrolet. Good looking car. I love that Guitar Addict car. It looks good out there on the track.
Speaking of Guitar Addict, I think this would be a good time to put up the new Guitar Addict ad there, Larry.
Man, you're going to call me a liar. I was just trying to hook that up, Adam. Like, as you were doing that, I was sitting here, I was like, I've got a second. These guys got it. They can talk, and let me mess with the commercial a little bit. And I was like, wait, how am I going to manage to pull this one off?
Yeah.
I am actually moving stuff around right now. If you give me a second, we will absolutely play that new Guitar Addict ad. Excuse me.
Well, while we're talking, Christopher Oliver just was able to pass David Wright right there. And Christopher Oliver, after pitting, is moved up into the 11th spot. David Wright falls back down to the 12th spot there, that number 43. Timothy St. Jean's got a little bit of nose damage still. He hasn't pitted just yet. He got that incident on lap 1 when he ran into Josh Laston. I don't know if he's down on horsepower or not, but he does have significant nose damage there.
And once again, Nick Adams has trouble and has to lock him up. Now he's got right on his back bumper is Carl Henderson and Josh Laston right there with him. And it's going to just be a matter of time before these two get around him.
Will Nick lead the team to doom like he did at Daytona?
I don't know how I feel about that one right now.
So they caught up to Cody Leland. So right now they're on the back bumper of Cody Leland. Cody Leland's in 4th spot. Nick's in 5th. Josh is in 7th, and Carl's in 6th. I did that out of order because I'm dyslexic.
It's all right.
There we go.
They got a whole little thing there as I swap videos around in the actual Guitar Addict commercial. We're going to play that right here in a second. Yeah, I had to do it rather quick. Joe Dinsmore asked how much faster Josh was on those fresh tires. Right now, Josh is actually just a tad bit slower with a 116.88 as opposed to a 116.41. But I would also be very candid in stating he's got his teammates in front of him right now. Carl with a 117.
Oh, Cody around almost right there. He gets really loose coming off the wall.
Yeah, and he's going to lose 3 spots right there. These guys are catching and passing guys. And I think they're just kind of hanging out with each other. But there's going to be a certain point. Josh has to go. 19 minutes into this race, Josh is going to have to start getting going.
Yeah, I don't know if they're just trying to conserve working with each other, or if his teammates are actually able to keep pace with them. So
maybe they learned something.
We'll see if Josh starts pressing the back bumper there of Carl.
we're gonna before we cut to this break, I just want to see, can Nick make it through this corner here? Oh, and Josh spins into the wall.
Josh is around. Josh is in the wall. Heavy damage to the front end of that 18 car, and that's gonna pretty much erase that any hope that he had of catching the leader.
Yeah, the car just whips around on him right there coming out of the carousel.
Now, the thing now we have to focus on is, can Nick Adams, after Sean pits, can Nick Adams erase some of that deficit and maybe get himself up there with Sean?
Well, right now their deficit is about 53 seconds. And let me scroll back up here. Josh Laston spent 47 seconds on pit road. Nick Adams spent 48 seconds on pit road. So it's going to be close. I mean, that's about a 4-second gap right there.
Well, guys, Abe, let's go ahead. Let's keep an eye on the action, but let's cut to a commercial break.
Hi, I'm Randy from the Guitar Attic. Can we be serious for a second? Are you tired of being a loser? Can't do anything right? Feel like everyone's coming down on you all the time? Well, there's a way out, and I'm going to show you. Hey Mom, look what I learned. That's right, pick up a guitar, learn how to play guitar. Automatically you're going to become a chick magnet. The ladies are going to love you. Your kids are going to think you're cool. So what you need to do is come down here to the Guitar Attic, 1672.5 Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida, or go to guitarattic.com and buy yourself a guitar and automatically be the star of your neighborhood. That's guitarattic.com.
Back here at Watkins Glen, it's the AOLL Guitar Attic TNT series. Randy Pepper alongside Larry Patrick, Adam Wood in the booth tonight. The big story has been all Josh Laston, who started on the pole, and ever since he started the race, it's been pretty much calamity after calamity. So
Nick Adams just crashed a little bit ago.
Yeah, it was doing slow.
So while we went to a commercial break right there, right before we did, Nick Adams got passed by Carl Henderson. And while we were in the commercial break, Carl Henderson and Nick Adams were able to get, actually no, Carl Henderson got past John Gordon. So
there's a little bit of slide out there.
Car went riding around. So the story is, or the thing to watch is, Sean Carmody, who's leading the race right now, has not stopped to pit. And we're waiting to see if he will pit before the end of the race, or will he run out of gas, or will he conserve gas? That's the big question. That's what we're.
Randy, Ross Gage just said he needs to come and see you so he can become a chick magnet.
So while we were talking about that too, both Carl Henderson and Cody Leland went off in the second to last turn there. John Gordon was able to get past Carl Henderson and starting to pull away from him.
And that looks like the dreaded turn for Nick Adams there. Oh,
listen, he almost came out and took John Gordon out.
Yeah.
Well, and at this point now, Joe Ross is actually commenting YouTube. Right now, I see guys that aren't racing inside of Endeavor's Discord. It makes you wonder, are they talking, are they spotting for the number 40 right now and telling him, hey, just conserve your fuel. You have a massive gap. You'll be perfectly fine. Just conserve your fuel, conserve your tires, and don't worry about pitting.
Yeah, right now he's got a 59-second gap. I'm riding on board right now. And I mean, it doesn't sound like he's conserving, but I don't know what it sounds like full throttle for him. So,
well, there you go. There's your on-board view right there, as he's right behind Cody Leland, trying to put him a lap down.
Well, as we sit right now, the mover and shaker of the race so far has been John Gordon, who started 14th tonight. Now is running second, so John is having a heck of a run in his number 19 posted car. Endeavor's got guitar attic on the back of that car as well.
And
I believe he has Good Fire Media.
Josh Lassen's moved up to third already.
He's a long ways from the leader, though.
That he is. He is very far from the leader. As not much damage to that car, so I don't think he's going to have anything affecting that car. But can he get out in this clean air, and then can he get moving? That's a massive gap. You're definitely going to have to hope that Sean Carmody comes in for a pit stop, and a long one at that.
So
yeah, I'm
so
surprised
John Gordon
he doesn't have any damage on that car.
John Gordon got a little upset in the bus stop, and Carl Henderson was able to get back by him for second place. And now Carl Henderson and Josh Laston have both got by John Gordon. John Gordon has now fallen to fourth place.
Right now, we are 26 minutes into this race. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's a 60-minute race here tonight, correct? 45? 60.
45, is it 60?
50 minutes.
50
minutes.
Look at there, everybody was wrong.
Right down the middle.
I wasn't. I said the right number.
Like Bill Alfonso. I'm calling him right down the middle, baby. Right down the middle.
Give him the heater, Ricky. And we're just taking a look. Josh Laston, he's right now just running behind Carl Henderson. I'm interested what's going through Josh's mind right now in this race.
Frustration.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll find out definitely tomorrow in the Ghost Fire Media podcast, which starts at 8 o'clock. Will be a condensed show, as we'll be on there just kind of wrapping up the week of racing from the IVRL and the AOLL. And then the big fun race after that.
Real quick, the gap is 1 minute back to Carl Henderson and Josh Laston. And Josh Laston just turned a full second lap faster than your leader, Sean Carmody.
So Sean Carmody is at the bottom with the S's and driving through. Carl Henderson and Josh Laston are just coming out of the bus stop. So at that point right there, Sean Carmody could probably see Josh Laston, who's now taking over second spot from Carl Henderson, on the same straightaway almost, minus the bus stop.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, he's clear. He should have a clear track coming out. Does your leader, Sean Carmody, right now, will he come in and pit? That could help Josh Laston.
Well, the pit time was averaging about 48, 49 seconds. He still has a 14, 15 second gap at that point coming out. And if he's going to have fresh tires coming out, I think Sean's still going to be able to pull away from him.
But does that matter as much?
As of right now, I mean, you can see Sean is still running the 116s, and that's kind of where he's ran all race long. So I don't see the tires really being that much of a factor for him. It's just more of a peace of mind of having the fuel all the way to the end.
Yeah.
So he could come in and do probably a 37 second, somewhere around that, with no tires and just fuel only, and that would put his mind at ease and still give him about a 20, 30 second gap between him and second place Josh Laston.
Would you dare you just taking right sides?
No, you kind of need even on this one. It's not like an oval where you can take right sides. You want a balance of the tires. You don't want to have them too much offset.
Well, we will see here in just a few minutes to see who will win this race tonight here at Watkins Glen. But we're still watching this race of the time to see if Josh Laston can catch Sean Carmody.
Yeah, and we got the actual sectors up right now of your leader in second place. And Josh isn't making up a whole lot of time here as you see him coming through these sectors. Now that's their laps together, so he's not making up a whole bunch of time right now as Sean Carmody's back on the gas and just ran a 1:16.49, where Josh Laston ran a 1:16.45 and Carl Henderson with a 1:16.59.
Yeah, with that small increments, I mean, there's really no hope unless Sean just does something dumb, which, you know, is 100% plausible. I mean, look, Josh Laston's already done at least 2 self-spins after that. Carl Henderson flew off in the second to last turn. I mean, we've seen many people already make heavy mistakes.
And as the race goes by, fatigue will set in and your concentration will wave. So, yeah, there's definitely the possibility of something happening.
It's just Sean sitting in the catbird. Sean's just sitting in the catbird that he's got a minute and 3 seconds right now for him to, if he does make a mistake, he to capitalize off of it. Ooh, there's somebody spun right. I almost took out Carl Henderson. Was that Cody Leland?
Probably no. And Cody's right behind the leader.
Yeah, it was a blue car. I'm in the blimp view, so I just saw a blue car.
Still off the track, too. Not sure who that blue car was. It wasn't DW, right? Not sure who that was. Let's see if I can figure that one out. Why can't
that was the DW ride? So
it was
David
DW, right?
Yeah, after he spun, he put himself. He towed himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he locked up the brakes and just turned the car hard left right there. He backed it out of the way so it could get out of the traffic and then towed it.
So the minutes are ticking by. 18. Well, a little less than 18 minutes left to go in the race.
There's only 5 people on the lead lap right now. Blake Ziti just got passed by the leader and now trailing Sean here. And the next one up to bat is Timothy St. Jean. He's only about 2 seconds ahead of our leader right now from going a lap down.
Yeah, you see him right there lurking in the back, and you can see your leader coming.
Yeah, definitely.
And here we thought going into this race that this was Josh Laston's race to rule is what we were thinking.
Yeah, it's his race to lose, and he's losing it.
But just a wild turn of events, and it starts right there in that very beginning. Tom Stevens just blowing through in that first corner.
Yeah, I think he locked up his brakes really hard right there, and it just sent him to the right, and then just went through the grass. And once you get through the grass, there's no stopping those cars. I mean, you're just along for the ride, and Josh was the instrument of him stopping.
Now, Tom Stevens was thinking when he did that.
Boy,
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Sean Carmody gets around Tim St. Jean cleanly, but now he's going to have Nick Adams and Carl Henderson when he catches these guys.
And those guys are teammates of Josh Light. And Carmody actually gets off the track that time. So that's the first real mistake we've seen him make. Could fatigue be setting in? Could the tires be giving up grip?
So this past lap, both Sean and Josh ran the exact same lap time as 1:16.84.
So he is not worrying anything about fuel runs or anything like that. Is he going to stop for fuel? We got 15 minutes left of this race. Is he even going to stop for fuel?
I'm sure he will if his crew chief says, we need to stop.
No, if I'm just on a fuel-only run on this type of scenario, I would prefer to stop a little bit sooner, but at least it's not that harsh of a pit road to get onto. There's no hard braking. You're coming off of almost a 90-degree turn there here on turn 1 or the last turn. coming out, and then you just gently get on the brakes right there and slide into pit road. So you're not destroying your tires. It's not harsh on them. There's no jerking. So, you can get away with it, but a lot of other tracks that, you don't want to stay out there too long just for a splash of gas and go. But at the same time, the longer you run, that splash of gas that you need to get to the end is little and little. So the amount of time you're on pit road is shorter. So, that's what you got going for you too.
If you just joined us, we are watching Sean Comedy run away from the field right now here at Watkins Glen in the AOLL Guitar Addict TNT Series race. And 50 minutes will make up the distance of this race. We have 14 minutes, a little over 14 minutes left to go out here.
You see Tom Stevens, he's off the track, pulls off, lets the guys go by, gets back on the track, gets moving. And we're still following Sean Carmody here and eagerly waiting to see if he's going to come down pit road anytime soon. 14 minutes left in this race.
That's amazing. He's still running the same pace.
Yeah, I mean, we remember though we've had those times where these time races where the time has elapsed, but they still haven't got that white flag yet. So I mean, that's got to be a thought in the back of your mind too. If you're one of these racers on this timed event, we've seen it time and time again here in this series that the time elapsed went by, but the white flag did not come out yet for the leaders, and you have to go around 2 more times.
And Nick Adams kind of gets out of the 40's way, lets him by as they come down that straight. They're heading to the bus stop.
Yeah, he was very clean getting around Nick Adams.
As Nick Adams goes in the grass.
And there he goes.
He was trying to take a shortcut.
Nick is applying for that job here at the head landscaper here at the track, and he's trying to get it, and that's the best way to do it, is go out there and mow the lawn.
We got tired of mowing this corner he's coming up to right now, so he decided to try to mow to the carousel there.
Move corners. You got to do that every now and then. And, well, there, as we say that, he goes off into the sand, and he's going to cut that grass now.
Oh man,
Poor Nick sliding into second base.
So Nick Adams just lost 2 spots by doing that.
He's coming into pit road.
And Blake Ziti.
Nick Adams is coming down pit road.
I think Nick Adams gets a little frustrated and a little heated. Probably he got passed right there, and then he went off the course twice. So kind of get frustrated when you do that.
Oh, well, and we know he can get very frustrated. We know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, we got 12 minutes left of this race. Let's go ahead, cut to commercial break, and come back for the finish.
All right.
The AOLL Racing League began racing in the early 90s with Papyrus's NASCAR Racing and has grown over the decades, now racing on the iRacing platform. The AOLL has 3 divisions: the TNT Series Developmental Division for our beginners and those getting back into racing, the Cup Series for our veterans and Class A licensed drivers, the Sportsman Division racing the Gander outdoor trucks with drivers from the TNT and Cup Series. You can catch all of the AOLL action here on Ghostfire Media.
Well, it's all Sean Comedy still leading the race. Still hasn't pitted, come down pit road to get gas. We're still waiting to see if he's going to do that, but he has not done it.
And the gap has not shrank at all between he and Josh Lassen. If anything, it's grown. At 1 minute, 1 point or another. The actual gap was about a minute long, minute to seconds. Now 1:05, and Sean Carmody's running a 1:17.44, and Josh Lassen a 1:17.76. So it makes you wonder: is Josh just kind of, hey, I'm going to take my second place points and get out of here now?
I mean, you have to look at it. I mean, he's. Sean Carmody is 12 seconds behind him on the track. That's how far it separates Josh Laston from going a lap down. He can't push too hard because in the fear of him making a mistake and going lap down and losing that second place. So he's doing what he has to do to survive out there. I know Josh would love to be able to pick up, but I think in the back of his mind After that other spin coming out of the carousel, he knew his night was over.
And also, I'm sure Josh knows that he's going to gain points on Cody. So that's another thing he can think, well, maybe I don't win the race, but I gain points over Cody because Cody's not having a great night. So,
well, and it'll be interesting. We will get an opportunity to talk to him to see how he feels about everything here today, as we see Nick Adams getting squirrely loose sideways and spins around.
Wow.
Nick is not having a good night, but he's been incredibly fast all night.
Yes, he has been. He started running really well there for a while, but the same demons have got him every time. That couple of turns out there, he just seems to make the same mistakes at the same turns. So, as there are 9 minutes and 25 seconds left in the race, is what we have tonight. Now, Adam, what's going through Sean's mind right now? What do you think?
I mean, I know he's got to be bouncing off of somebody to try to figure out what his fuel load looks like. Will he have to pit? When will he pit if he has to? And then his teammates got to tell him, just calm down, keep it cool, take a deep breath. Make sure you hit your points, hit the braking points, hit the acceleration points. You don't have to go balls to the wall. You can accelerate gently out of these corners. Don't overdo it. And that's what'll be rolling through my head right now is, you don't want to step on the gas coming out of one of these sharper corners and just rotate the car around too much and put yourself in a bad spot.
So where does this come from? Do you think his teammates are actually in the race, Johnny Edward or Blake Ziti, or is he getting it from up above from Blake?
I don't know if Blake has anything to do with it. Is he back from his vacation
Blake
yet?
is not back from vacation. The only person I would think this would be coming from is Ed Springer's in there. So he could be looking at all that for him.
Yeah, Ed, but Ed's not his teammate. He's got John Gordon out there, Blake Ziti.
Well, I'm speaking of just the outside eyes looking in, right? So right now he is the race admin. He is the race admin of the race, but it doesn't mean that he can't crew chief for one of these guys or these guys and just keep an eye out for him, and he may be doing that for him.
Yeah, he might be.
Teammate or not, that's just that could just be a good guy. And here you go, the 40's coming into the pits.
Yeah, he's bidding right now. This is going to be the deal breaker right here. Can he get a good stop? Will this be the stop of the night?
Well, and I think right now, if you're him, you just come in and get fuel, right? Why waste the time on tires?
Yeah.
I mean, the hard part is after racing this long on this set of tires, you get used to that, the way your tires are reacting to everything. You throw a new set of tires on it, everything is completely different. So it looks like he did fuel only.
Yeah, the back of the car is the only thing that came up, and then it came down. So it looks like it's fuel only.
With only 7 minutes remaining in the race, let's see where he comes out and where Josh comes out.
Right now, the gap's still showing 1 minute, 6 seconds. Well, 105 now. It's starting to come down a little bit, but it's not at 104. And it's starting to shrink now. It's under a minute.
Yep.
Yeah, as he catches the pit road, that's where it's shrinking. But Sean's coming through the bus stop, going through the carousel right now, and Josh Laston's in turn one. I mean, that's still 37-second gap.
That's exactly where you're looking at. 37 seconds right now, 36 seconds back.
And almost 6 minutes remaining in the race tonight. So, unless he makes a major mistake,
Or somebody around him.
Yeah. There's nothing Josh Laston could do other than just to run second and take it. And, Josh is just still kicking himself. He's got to be just livid, that happened on the first lap. But, we've seen so many of these races, either in the IVRL or the Cup Series and stuff. it'll happen on the first lap. We saw that with, I believe, with Blake Gordon in the IVRL on the first lap of Martinsville. He lost it right in front of everybody. We saw Joseph Causey. He lost it in the first lap when he started up front. I mean, it's just like, it's that curse sometimes.
Yeah. So with that pit stop, we now have four people. Blake Ziti was able to get his lap back. So right now, Blake Ziti is in fourth. Cody Leland has passed Nick Adams there. He is now on top 5, so he's only 3 spots back from Josh Laston. So the point battle is still going to be huge because Josh did not lead a lap during that because he got wrecked on the first lap. So Josh didn't get any bonus points for leading any laps tonight. Sean Carmody has led every single lap tonight.
It's not going to be a huge points night for Josh, but it'll be some.
I mean, he still capitalizes over Cody as of right now, as we're running right now. So he has 3 points up for him, but it's not as big of a swing as it was.
John Comedy is still just running his race.
He's got a clean racetrack right now, so nobody's really around him. He's able to run his pace.
Yep.
And he's opening up the gap. The gap now almost 39 seconds. Ran a 1:17 as opposed to a 1:17.77. So he's pretty much free and clear, minus any big mistakes.
Yeah, right now Josh Laston's in the same boat. He has nobody in front of him. He's got Carl Henderson about a little over 6 seconds behind him. So, Josh is just doing what he has to do to survive these final minutes. And I don't foresee Carl's up there trying to push too hard as well. He's running a little bit slower times than Josh anyways, not by much, but just a little bit. And so these guys are all just kind of now just waiting for that checker flag to fly and be done with this race.
3 minutes left. 3 minutes remaining in this race here at Watkins Glen. Sean Carmody just been dominant there from the beginning of this race.
A good race heating up in the back here between Nick Adams and Cody Leland. Cody Leland is just about 7 car lengths in front of Nick Adams. Nick Adams is gaining on him, trying to take that 6th position away from him.
That'll be 5th position, partner. 5th.
Actually, 5th. Okay, for 5th. Excuse me. That's 5th. I read it wrong.
It's all right. It's all right, my friend. And that, like you said, that's huge for Nick. 2 pit stops, a lot of issues today, but to grab a top 5 would be huge for him.
Yeah, and then it'd help out his teammate, put another point between him and Cody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's probably the position.
Nick is diving deeper in these corners than Cody. I just saw. I mean, he made a huge gap difference right there going through the bus stop.
Is he going to make it or is he going to slide out? Let's see. He is going to make it. He didn't spin out like he usually does.
Well, this is his tricky corner right here, right? He's been cutting the grass in this corner all day long. And like you said, he's braking hard into these corners.
He's trying to get that 5th position. He wants a top 5. There's no doubt about it. Looks to the outside. Cody gets in the grass, and that's going to...
Oh, Cody's coming into the pits.
Pitting. So that'll give the spot easily to Nick. So Nick
he loses 2 spots there because Timothy St. Jean's got it. The amount of time you spend on pit road if he's just coming in for gas, which I don't understand why he would, because he pitted well after Josh Laston and everybody else. John Gordon's going to get by him, and maybe Tom Stevens, depending on how long pit stop he takes.
Cody wasn't real positive about his running tonight, so
looks like fuel gets out.
Yeah, he did 11:90, so looks like a fuel only stop. Gotta talk to my teammate about this afterwards why he came there for that one.
Well, right now we're just taking a look. The leader, Sean Carmody, the gap almost 40 seconds over Josh Laston. And he is setting sail. 40 seconds remaining in this race.
All by himself.
And our channel just got flagged for copyright infringement.
We did not. No. How about this one?
Oh, somebody just missed a bus stop.
Nothing and feelings. We can't get flagged for that one. There's
I think that was John Gordon. I think John Gordon just missed it.
I see nothing on my...
I was just watching it live in the blimp view. It looks like John Gordon missed the bus stop right there and had to stop. Basically, it came to like a slow roll going through it to eat up that slow down penalty for him.
The time is up. All he's got to do now is cross the finish line, and the race should be over.
So no, so time just elapsed. So this is probably going to be his white flag going through here.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's tricky when we'll have to look at the flagman himself to really see what's going on. Usually, once the time elapsed, that's when they get the flag.
All right, this is checkered flag right here.
Okay, he does have I see the checkered flag.
And there it is, your winner, Sean Carmody.
He's going to take his wonderful... Oh, he's going to come down here to the end right here and do a burnout. He's not going to drive all the way around.
I like that thinking.
Yeah, instead of driving around the entire racetrack. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we didn't have to wait for him.
Just got to wait for everybody else to finish their last official lap here and get counted in the books.
Hopefully he doesn't spin out in front of them and...
they'll be done at that point.
Yeah, everybody that came past him on the line got the white flag behind him as well. So everybody coming through right now has all finished the race. Well, can he drift around every single corner here like we had somebody else try to do?
That would be intriguing. That would be intriguing. We'll wait for him here to burn down these tires so we can pull him into the booth and go talk to him.
Yeah, I told you this guy.
He's having a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's definitely having a lot of fun.
Whoa!
Leland out of nowhere.
What was that? Oh, is he going to try to start drifting backwards?
Looks like it.
Nope.
And he
disappeared.
There was while you were watching that, it looked like Tim St. Jean just ran into the back of Nick Adams. Nick Adams just wrecked out there.
Well, he just disappeared on me, so let's go ahead. Let's pull him into the booth now, shall we? And there he is. What just happened here? Hey, Sean, it's Larry, Adam, Randy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Copy that.
Hey, man, fantastic race from you out there. Dominant win, man. How's it feel?
I felt great. I felt good in practice on Tuesday. I thought I had a chance. I know Josh and I were going back and forth in practice and on Tuesday, and I left on the leaderboard, so I was feeling confident. This track was last week with the Toro Modifieds, so I had some good time on it.
So when you saw that little incident happen right at the start, what were you thinking?
Well, I had a bad start, a bad qualifying lap, and I was a little concerned it would be difficult to get around people. And I started braking early, and I saw that there was no chance that I'm not sure who it was, but I knew there was no chance he was going to stop. And it was unfortunate when it happened to Josh, but that was the one time I was happy not to be in the front.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking up here. I mean, to watch that all unfold on the first lap, but I mean, it basically fell on your lap after that. I mean, you're able to get out there in the front, and we were trying to debate if you were trying to save fuel or were you going to actually try to pit there at the end.
I didn't have any pit strategy whatsoever. I was just going to go until I ran out of fuel, and I actually never took tires. I probably should have, but I never did. I was looking at my lap times. They were not blistering. They were in the 1/16, but it was pretty much every lap, and that was enough to do it. I wish I could have got to race Josh because I know he's good on road courses. I know at Laguna Seca, I did a last-second pit, and he beat me, so this time I was not pitting under any circumstance. I was going to run out of fuel if I had to, but I did actually end up pitting, and it finally worked out in my favor. I've been waiting for a win for a while, first this season in these cars, but I'll take it on a road course. I enjoy the road course.
And this was your first win for Endeavor Racing, wasn't it?
Yep, that's it. The last win was with the Legends cars. These cars are a little bit different. With the I'm more of a short track guy. I enjoy the short track racing. I haven't figured out these mile and a halves and stuff, but the short tracks I have a good time with them.
Oh, it's a good job, man. Enjoyed watching you run the track and keeping your composure, and it was fun trying to watch Josh try to run you down, but never did happen.
Yeah, like I said, I wish it was closer. I wish he was there because I know he would have. We would have been good. And even Carl too. In the beginning, me and Carl were going at it. He got a little loose going uphill in the S's, but I wish it was tighter because we were separated by a lot. But I know next week we'll all be tight again.
Oh,
yeah, but I mean,
absolutely.
at the same time, though, it's a peace of mind looking in, you're a relative and like, okay, the nearest person to me that's for position at one point was 1 minute and 9 seconds back to you. I mean, that's got to be a good feeling just to, go out there and continue to just hit my spots. I don't have to really push it too hard, but, I'm going to keep my pace and, I have a lot of buffer if I do accidentally make a mistake.
Yeah, my teammates were trying to talk some sense into me. They were telling me to back it down a little bit because with like 3 laps to go, I drifted the S-turn sideways because I probably should have got tires with a 1 minute lead, and I chose not to. But it got hairy at the end.
Well, it's a double-edged sword.
Let me. Who was talking to you? Like, who was trying to keep you calm? Who keeps you calm on the channel?
Oh, the Gordons, both Blake and John are always talking to us. And then tonight we had, I think it was Ed. Ed was in there today. He was coaching me. And I'm terrible with the pitting. I'm in VR, so I'm scrolling through my black boxes as I'm going down the straightaway, one hand on the mouse, one hand on the wheel, trying to turn my tires off, trying to adjust my fuel. And they're like, oh, you got to get race engineer and this and that. So I almost hit the wall just trying to adjust that. Same thing yesterday with the road course. I'm going down the straightaway trying to find my mouse and keyboard while I'm driving.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's a double-edged sword that whenever you're going for your pit for tires, you've worn out for about 30-something laps on one way. You throw fresh tires on there, and then they might not act like your old tires. So I mean, it's hit or miss trying to get new tires there right there for only a couple laps.
Yeah, it's odd that the ovals drop off like 2 seconds a lap, and this was only like maybe a 1.5 second drop off even after 30 minutes. I know I can get down in the 15s and sometimes the 14s pretty consistently. So I do have confidence that had Josh been there, we would have had a good battle. But either way, I mean, I had a great time. The road course is a lot of fun, and hopefully, I'm not sure what the track is next week, but hopefully I'll get 2 in a row.
Well, we wish you all the luck next week, and congratulations on the win tonight. And we'll see you next week here in the TNT division.
I appreciate that, Randy. I hope they relayed my apology to you.
Oh yeah, man. No, yeah, I got it, man. No worries at all, man. No worries at all.
All right, excellent, guys. All right, thanks. I'll see you next week, hopefully.
Have a good one.
So, Larry, you were correct on that call. You said that maybe Ed was helping him out.
I'm always correct.
No, you're not.
Well, hey, let's pull in Josh Laston and see what he's got to say. Hey, Josh, it's Larry, Randy, and Adam in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I do.
Hey, man, rough race for you there, man, but still eking out a second, man. How's it feel?
It would have been a lot more competitive had I not angry drove for about 15 laps. But, yeah. I mean, the whole night, all we did was talk about take it easy into turn 1, take it easy into turn 1, took it easy into turn 1, got taken out in turn 1.
Yeah, it looked like Tom got hard on the brakes and it slid him to the right. And as soon as he touched the grass, it was all she wrote. And you were just a blocker there to stop his car from drifting any further.
Yeah, well, again, it is what it is.
So, hey, man, I mean, after you did that, you said angry driving. So after Tom got into you and you spun around, then you got tagged by Tim. I mean, how long did it take you to calm down after that?
So I don't know if you guys were watching, but I may have also spun coming out of the carousel after
we saw
we
it.
pitted.
We saw
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
thanks, guys. I figured you wouldn't take any opportunity to mess with
So,
me.
I'm not
we
here to
went back
interrupt
and
your
watched
interview.
everybody's stuff.
I'm not here to interrupt your interview. But
You are, though.
The finish is under review.
Hey, well, yeah, we're gonna get to that. I'm actually about to try to interrupt. Thank you, Nick. So, all right, he's not wrong, and we're gonna have to see how this works out because
So
we
what
see
happened
checkered
was-
flag, but as you see the race results just pull up on the screen, it is showing you as the winner, Josh.
Yeah, I see that myself.
So the reason why is because he turned around and after the
And it DQ'd
flag
him.
man went off, it DQ'd him. He's still the race winner. The admins will go back in and fix the scoring, but he is the winner. He just went backwards on the track, and when you go backwards on the track, for some reason at road courses, when you do that, it will DQ. That's what happened with it. 100% guarantee. He should still be the race winner.
I'm not concerned. After what happened at the very beginning, you know what? I'm happy with the podium, even happier with the second.
So, were you happy that you got second and you were still able to gain points on Cody?
That was the entire goal of the night.
That's what
I was
thought.
hoping it would have been 50 first place, most laps led, pole, led a lap. Now it was just second with led a lap and pole.
But he also finished technically once the points get situated, he's going to be in 10th, whereas you're going to be in second. So I mean that's a 8-point swing right there as well.
Well, again, I'm not. It's a long season. If we look at the year-long totals, Carl is my main nemesis right here, and I finished in front of him. And yeah. Just trying to take the small wins after the night.
But you know, Carl is hot.
I'm well aware.
But yeah, man, I know it had to be frustrating. I know you were out there angry driving, and then when all three of you guys pitted together, I mean, great strategy there. You guys went in together, came out together, no hiccups there on pit road, and then you guys were driving through the field, and I don't know if they were hindering you or if they were running the same lap times, but I know you were trying to like get out of my way. I just want to go. I want to go. I know they probably weren't in your way, but in your mindset, you're like, I need to set sail.
They were in my way.
Yeah, and that was one thing we definitely noticed. You were kind of running behind them, and then you wrecked.
Yeah, and it just really, it was a frustrating night all around, and honestly, I'm glad it's over. Came in with high expectations, as Larry, you can tell from the CCR chats. I came in competent, proved the confidence, and then just bad luck hits.
Well, we talked about it before the race, and I hate to tell you this, but Josh, we automatically pretty much had picked you as a winner, and we thought we were just probably watch the back of the pack for all the racing. You were just going to run away from everybody. So maybe the commentator curse happened a little bit.
I want to point out, Josh, do not blame me for that commentator's curse. I actually said that Carl's going to do some shady stuff to you, and he was going to win the race.
You know what? I would have been very much okay with that, 'cause especially over the course of practice. Carl put in a lot of time, and his qualifying showed it. He was the next person behind me. We won't talk about the difference in lap times, but still, Carl likes to talk down about himself in these situations, but he's a great road racer. He just needs to put it all together, and the new pedals are helping him significantly, and honestly, it's just good to see.
Wow, your nemesis, you're giving him some credit.
He's still my teammate.
Yeah, but you don't like him.
Some days I do.
Hey, man, congratulations on second place. I know you won it first, but you got second, and we will see you tomorrow night in the podcast, and we look forward to seeing what happens tomorrow night. That's the big mystery of the night.
Trust me, I will have a lot of cursing of my name tomorrow night, and it's going to be great.
And it'll be angry drunk Josh for the first hour, and then it's gonna be the Mad Hatter Josh for the second half or second hour as he tries to destroy us with his trickery of tracks.
Yes, and trust me, I will be laughing like a mad scientist for most of it.
Great.
Well, hey, man, good job, and we'll catch you later, buddy.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
So, guys, let's wrap this thing up and get out of here, so we can focus on tomorrow night. Don't forget, folks, we have the Ghost Fire Media podcast. We keep talking about that. It's going to be a little different than usual, so you definitely don't want to miss all the action starting at 9 or 8 o'clock, and then the 9 o'clock race afterwards. So,
yeah.
And any last requests?
Hey, Sunday night, CODA for the Cup drivers. They will be racing CODA start at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You know, Eastern Standard Time. I'm still going to say it. IVRL Tuesday night. What time's it to start for that? 6:50, Adam?
6:50. I don't. We have to talk with Nick. He might do a little bit earlier. I think he's trying to do the pre-race activities. It's a big Memorial Day IVRL special. Mostly everybody's running a Memorial Day paint representing and honoring a fallen service member. So please come out and check it out. There will be a contest of who has the best paint job for the race. I don't know the details all into it. Ghostfire Media will be putting out all the paint jobs from all the different drivers with their backstories, and we're gonna have a contest on our Facebook page. Everybody's gonna come out, and you'll like which driver you like the best, the paint scheme, and whoever gets it, I believe, is gonna get some iRacing credits on top of it. So it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. That's Tuesday night. And then we'll do most everything else the same thing next week. Wednesday night, we'll be back with the Sportsman Series. And then once again, we'll be back here next Thursday for some more Guitar Addict TNT Series racing.
Bam.
So let's sign off here, guys. Thanks for watching once again. You've been watching the Ghostfire Media Network, and we're right here at Watkins Glen, the AOLL TNT series, and we'll see you next time here on Ghostfire Media. And so long from the Sunshine State.